Mitch Stu, that game had absolutely everything. Competitive game of football.
Yeah, a bit of a tricky one. We weren't too sure what we'd expect tonight. I had them watched a couple of times. Play out from the back, got that Spanish academy sort of style to him. Didn't see the chairman, which I'm really disappointed about because he was one of my childhood heroes on like Spanish TV or whatever it was back in Sky Sports. 3 points, 5 goals, a clean sheet. Me and Spin are happy.
Stu, they came close a couple of times, didn't they?
Yeah, they did have one or two chances. I think from our point of view, whether we come in and won 1-0 tonight or ended up with seven or 8, it didn't really matter. Us being right near the top and these being down at the bottom and probably having a struggling season, it was a case of just ticking a box for us. And in the end, it's really comfortable. Started the game really well. 2 really good goals in the first half, I thought, in the first 20 minutes. And then we sort of, sank to their levels, probably not fair, but we didn't maintain our standards at the back end of the first half. But overall, like Mitch said, we've got what we come for. And another one ticked off and on to Saturday for us. Simple as that.
They made it difficult for us in the second half, didn't they?
They did, to be fair. Give them a bit of credit, It's tough at the bottom. Luck goes against you. They've conceded a penalty in the first 2-3 minutes of the game. They've got a man sent off. I've been there. I've been down at the bottom when nothing goes against you, and you just need that bit of luck. But also, I think with their start of the play, they're very open. They're very expansive. They want to play. They're definitely not English non-league, and I mean that with all due respect. They're in a academy, tippy-tappy, want to bop it from the back. Even with 10 men, they want to bop it from the back. And yeah, I wish them well for the season.
Okay, moving on very swiftly. We are Saturday, Coventry, Sphinx, completely different proposition, I would guess.
Yeah, I think the game will be very different to tonight, that's for sure. It will be nowhere near as open in terms of the game. We've seen them again with another team we've had watched earlier in the season, having a decent season. So we expect it to be really competitive. I'd expect it, in terms of the 2 games we've played on Saturday and then tonight, I'd expect it to be far nearer perhaps what the Wellingborough game was on Saturday than what tonight was in its nature. Very competitive, far tighter. But again, even with the games likely to be tighter, we'll be looking to win the game at home and keep things pushed along so we can try and keep the pressure on Leicester Road at the top.
Early substitution, second half, bringing Carter on and James Ireland off. What was the thinking in that?
James Ireland's been fantastic for us over the last month or so, probably even longer. Some of the goals he scored at critical times, won us games on his own with his own performance. Romulus, Cookno, just to name a few. And players need to know that they need to be piping hot at all times now. With the signings that we've made, especially in and around Christmas time, we need to make sure that we're on the boil. We're there. And if anyone drops below, there's going to be someone to replace him. I think Paddy, as much as he's been absolutely brilliant the last 6-7 weeks, I think he dropped below it in the first half. I think it was too easy for him, and he just wasn't stimulated. And hopefully that's a little kick up the bum that can spur something into him on Saturday to hopefully win us the game.
And I guess that's what managers do, isn't it? They have to make those decisions, and sometimes when it needs to be done, it needs to be done.
Listen, it's not even just Paddy. I've got Dodsey on the bench. I've got Forbo. I've got Hollis. I've got Joel Carter, and I've got Dan Farrell. I've got 5 players there, know full well I can only use 3. So I'm dragging them all the way down to Biggleswade, knowing full well I'm only dragging 3, but it's for the cause. People have to understand that it's a squad game. We do something, we're strength in numbers, not just a first 11. And that's the harsh decisions that me and Spen's got to make. But you go into next week and we could be starting Sam Hollis, we could be starting Joel Carter, we could be starting Dan. They've all got a part to play, especially with the Vars run as well. Everyone's got a part to play.
Thoughts on our Vars draw, Stu?
Yeah, considering it was regionalised, it's a little bit of a trek, but not not too far. Obviously up to Manchester. Don't know anything really about them as of yet, given the draw was only yesterday. But that's one for us to look forward to. That's what the Vars brings. You don't know as much about the opposition. We've got a couple of 3 weeks now to get a bit of a read on them and see what they're about. All that we've been able to establish so far. We've got a prolific goal scorer in terms of what we read up so far, but that will get visited when the time's right, and we come to it. And it'll be one that we look forward to. Away day. History's already been made in terms of getting to the last 64, and on the day we'll give it our best shot to try and make sure we go the next step and get to 32, and then take it from there.
Okay, anything you'd like to add, Mitch? Or are you quite happy now?
I would like to say thank you very much for the hard work and the stuff that you do for us, for the boys that get to see the footage, and all the committee members and fans who watch your footage, that you take your time out as a volunteer, like tonight, travelling from Corby down to Biggleswade, committed as anything, and a massive part of our team. The lads really look forward to their footage, seeing their footage, good and bad. And I'd just like to say from the boys and the committee and the club, thank you very much for all you do.
You're making me blush. Thanks, guys. See you Saturday.
No worries.